Over 2,000 years ago, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote his personal thoughts and reflections in a private journal. This journal was never meant to be published or shared with anyone else. Years later, Aurelius's letters and thoughts to himself were released to the public as a book known as Meditations. Meditations not only acts as a cornerstone to influence modern Stoic philosophy, but also gives us mere mortals a glimpse into the mind of the most powerful man in the world at one point in time. But what stuck out most to me were broad mentions of what his daily morning routine was, and so, me being me, I thought I'd try it and see what I could learn from it. To start, Marcus Aurelius was not always a morning person, and found that he lingered in bed every morning. All of us have days like that, but what he did in order to force himself to get out of bed each day was use a few mental techniques to help him get on his way. One of the things he would tell himself was, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? The things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets to stay warm? Part of what he does is talk about how even though it's nicer in bed, whether we were simply born to feel nice or move towards what our nature demands and meet our quota of the work we need to do. Sometimes what we all need is a little bit of perspective that we should try to work on things that we love. As he says, people who love what they do wear themselves down doing it. When one is really possessed by what one does, they'd rather stop eating and sleeping than give up practicing their arts. And that's just a little bit of motivation to help you get started with your day, but we could always use a reminder to pursue things that we love in order to drive us out of bed each morning. Now, in order to not get overwhelmed by the magnitude of tasks that he would face on any day, Aurelius dedicated a certain amount of time each day specifically for reflection and gratitude. Every morning he reminded himself of how lucky he was to be alive and expressed gratitude just to be able to breathe, think, enjoy life, and to love. By doing this myself, I found that I was able to shift how I view my day. Each day becomes an opportunity for you to improve and build yourself. And if that isn't enough, your privilege of being able to experience new things and love someone or something continues for a whole day more. Now, while there always might be obstacles in life that we may not be able to impact, like financial hurdles, health issues, or even a raging pandemic, we can always attempt to start the day with optimism, through gratitude for the chance to be alive and try to make a change one more time. Marcus Aurelius would also dedicate a fixed amount of time each morning to journal. He would spend a few minutes with a blank page, writing down his thoughts, clearing his mind, reminding himself of what was really important. Journaling can sometimes seem daunting to many of us. When I did it first, I had no idea what to even write down. But if you want to take a cue from Marcus Aurelius, he talked about his frustrations with people and how to forgive them. He also talked about things that he was tempted by and how to resist them. He humbled himself by remembering how small we are in the grand scheme of things in the world, and also wrote to himself to not let the immense power he could wield corrupt him. This is something that I have to do too, remind myself that now that this channel has over 3,000 subscribers, I shouldn't let this immense influence and power corrupt me. Just kidding. Or am I? It's hinted that Marcus Aurelius tackled his most important tasks first. He didn't believe in procrastination and wanted to tackle things when he was full of energy. Concentrate on what's in front of you, like a Roman, he said. Do it like it's the last and most important thing in your life. These are principles that have been adapted into several versions over time. One of my favorites is the Ivy Lee method, which I previously made a video on. Definitely check that out if you'd like to know more. There's a card up top and a link right down below the like button. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius told himself this: when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This quote is not really meant to be pessimistic, but more of an anticipation of perhaps the worst that could happen. This is called negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. Negative visualization is actually seen as a way of preparing for the day ahead. This helps one become better equipped to handle things that may not go their way, and assess how they would handle it. There are plenty of other things that the Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, have done to start their day, such as seeking discomfort early on in the day to build endurance and resilience. They used to do this by skipping meals and experiencing hunger. I think that this can be a little extreme, but the way that I would do this is through the form of cold showers, which have all sorts of benefits, not to mention laying the groundwork for you stepping outside of your comfort zone throughout the day. One of the most practical mental exercises each morning actually comes from Seneca the Younger, who said, "We live in the middle of things that have all been destined to die. Mortal have you been born, to mortals you have given birth. Reckon on everything, expect everything. This is known as memento mori, or remembering that you are mortal. This mental preparation in the morning will help you focus on the important things and be ready to meet difficulties with calm, resilience, and patience. It essentially sets the tone of your day to expect everything and be ready for anything. My recommendation to you, if you'd like to follow this routine, is to be open to modifying it to yourself and what works for you. Each of us has our own routines that may involve things like meditation or journaling or exercise. This Stoic morning routine simply serves as a framework to help guide those activities and help you find your anchor for everything that is yet to come throughout your day. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this Stoic series of videos. Definitely check out the rest of the videos in the series right here. Also leave me a like and subscribe to the channel for more from me every single week. See you next time. Bye-bye.